But what is the situation there with Raheem Sterling and his future at City?
Well, he's got 18 months left in his contract, and there's no contract as yet forthcoming. He's not shown any kind of appetite to sign one. You know, I was told a few weeks ago that Pep signed Jack Grealish in the summer because he felt that the team needed to move on and that Sterling was kind of served his purpose. I think technically Sterling is no longer good enough for this Man City team. Pep wants it to play like, you know, people like Grealish and Foden and Silva, the players that are very good on the ball, very good in tight spaces. Sterling had his moment. Sterling delivered at the time, but now he's no longer equipped to play in the City team. And you know, but Sterling wants big money. City will want a decent fee for him, and the market is absolutely dead. So City won't be able to find a buyer. Sterling won't be able to find a club that will pay him what he wants. So they're in a difficult position because he's not going to play. He really isn't going to play as often as he wants to play because he's no longer a player that's equipped to play in the way that Pep wants to play. This City team now is playing like the Barcelona team played, you know, under Pep, with the forwards, the final third of the pitch, the ball moves very quickly. That isn't Sterling's game.
Is that fair, Nathan?
Possibly. But looking back there, you can see how effective he has been for City. But you look at the way that they play now, and, you know, say, for example, in that last game against United, like, you can throw Phil Foden out there, throw Gabriel Jesus on the other side, put KDB down through the middle, and it's just the way that it is, and they just look just as good. And I think that's the difference now, because he's coming under pressure for his position from so many different people. Like, even the fact that Grealish now was dropped essentially for that game, like, what is the pecking order at City? I'm not sure, but at the moment, Sterling doesn't seem to be a part of that. And it's a shame because, like you say, for years, he's done very, very well for City and he still has that belief that he can make a big difference. But it's just about trying to get into the side now. And for the people who are in there at the minute, they're looking immaculate, to be honest.
Away from Manchester, how high is his stock, Jules?
That's a good question, Dan, because despite the good Euros that he had, and of course he was very good for England, at club level with City hasn't been the same really now for 18 months, where his numbers have dropped, clearly. I think last season, again, apart from the Euros, was one of his worst in terms of returning goals and assists, because big clubs know that he's not a starter at City, so they're thinking, okay, if he's not a starter at City, why would he be a starter with us, for example? And in all those top clubs, there's already a lot of competition in his position, so it's going to be tricky. The only thing is, when he would get down to the summer and only 1 year left on his contract, his price would lower massively. But he wants big money in wages. That's what he would want for his new deal at City. That's why he would want to leave City and go to any other top club in England or in Europe. So again, that has to be discussed as well. How much money are you ready to offer Raheem Sterling in terms of wages, plus commission for his agent, and etc., etc. It would be a tricky move for him if he wants to change clubs in the summer, for sure.
Mark, where's his next club going to be?
It's a tough question to answer, Dan, because I don't see him going next summer because of the money involved. I think it's really difficult for him to find a club and for City to sell him. So, you know, in 18 months' time, when he's a free agent, then maybe he has a better list of options. But I don't think Raheem Sterling in his late 20s is a player that a lot of clubs are going to be chasing. They're going to be looking further down the pecking order at younger players, the emerging talent. And I think, you know, maybe Sterling has to lower his sights as well and think that maybe he's not going to get this super club that he wants. He might have to go for a tier 2 club in the Premier League. He may end up at Newcastle, who knows, you know, in 18 months' time if they're still in the Premier League. But that's what he's looking at. I don't think he's looking at Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG. I don't think, or Juventus. He's not at that level anymore. It costs too much money and doesn't deliver enough for me to be at that level now.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.